Hey everybody, this is India with Bags and Lifestyle. Thank you so much for watching this video. So today, I'm sure like you saw from the title of in the thumbnail, we are going to be talking about a few examples that I've seen where we have designers, and I'm talking about at a certain level, like at a higher price point, where the question I have is did you even try? Now I know that there is a long history of designers, whether they're smaller ones or whether they're larger and more expensive brands, whatever, it doesn't matter. They all get inspiration from each other. So that is not what I'm talking about. But what I am talking about is when you see something where it is distinctly made by one brand comes out with it first and it's very different, and then you start seeing other ones. So not an inspiration, but just more of a we didn't even try. We saw success with for you with this, so we're going to do it too type of a situation. So let's go ahead and get into the examples that I have for you today. So first one up is going to be, which inspired this video. I was perusing Nordstrom, window shopping like I like to do, and every now and then I will check out designers that I know about but have never purchased from them before just to see what they have out there. And so my first example is going to be the Bottega sardine bag, the one with the beautiful handle across the top. It kind of reminds me of like someone going fishing for whatever reason, like a long time ago type of fishing. Like I don't know, it reminds me of a fish for some example, or like something that they would have used a long time ago to like dart something sharp into the water, like early man on earth type of. I'm doing the motion because I'm like, oh, hopefully you get what I'm trying to describe here. But that's what it gives you vibes of. And so, this is now a new elevated, cool way, luxury version of that. So, Tom Ford. So, I'm looking at Tom Ford on Nordstrom's website and I see this item here and I thought, this is exactly the sardine bag. You, Why? I'm a little disappointed because I would have I like I said, I at a certain price point when you're at Tom Ford price point, Bottega price, why are you just taking something exactly like another person? Like this is not an example of East West is a trend, everybody's doing their version of East West. This is they saw a sardine bag and they made the same thing. And I don't even feel like they improved upon it because of the thick handle. It kind of looks a little bit more toyish to me with how thick it is. And then I also was not a fan of the croc print. I don't think the croc print in blue was the right direction to go. You can see that they try to change it a little bit, of course, but it's not much of a change. And then also the other part that kind of bothers me about this bag is the fact that it's a little bit too over logo. So, Bottega is known for you see their style first, and they don't really have any stamping or anything like that on it. But with this bag, you have Tom Ford stamped really small, which, okay, I like that. No problem. But then you have thicker letters that say TF, like it's about like you just have to know this is Tom Ford, okay? Like it's just over logo to me, and it's just not. I'm just not a fan of it. If you're a fan of it, please let me know why. I my Just because I like something doesn't mean you can't like it at all. I'm just listing out the reasons why it it's not. I don't feel like Tom Ford executed it well, and also I thought Tom Ford should have took inspiration, but this is too much of a let's just take this. We saw the success and let's do it. Next up is going to be the Hermes Lindy. If you all are not new here, you have heard me talk about how I would like a Hermes Lindy bag. I have been on the hunt for since the beginning of this year for a bag that will give me a Lindy dupe vibe because Lindy's further on down the lifetime list. So for that reason, I wanted to find something that just still gave you that joy, but it's not a Lindy. And Prada this year came out with the Darling bag. So funny enough, if it wasn't so expensive, I would do this Darling bag. I think it's cute. And even though it's straight up a Lindy, their version of a Lindy, they didn't try to make it any different. So that is why Prada is on the list. I would actually buy this, but is Prada is on the list because I mean, obviously, where did you get your inspiration from? You got it from the Lindy. Now, obviously, it doesn't have a top flap the same way as the Lindy, so they kind of twisted it out a little bit. But I feel like it's hard to kind of redo a Lindy version, especially because those two straps that clench together, which is one of the main reasons I love the Lindy bag, is because of that cool dumpling shape that it makes. There was no changes with that, and I think it's hard to do that. So at this price point, there could have been some more imagination, and but I would totally get this bag also. The other group, Bottega Veneta. So have you seen this bag? And admittedly, I think it's cute. And those distinct handles give it away. I love the fold that the Bottega bag has with it because it does look like it folds a little bit more, which is for me a more of a selling point of a Lindy. But like I said, at the price point that it is, which is fairly, if you compare it to a price point of a Lindy, then you are getting maybe a $1,500 to $2,000 discount because you're buying it from another brand that has done their version of it. But I'm wondering if we're also going to see a trend with this now, where this will now be the trend. The Lindy was the original from Hermes, and then now you have these two brands, Prada and Bottega, that are coming out with very similar styles to the Lindy. And then if they see success, I wonder if we're going to see more brands come out with their version of this bag, kind of like how a lot of brands came out with their version of the Louis Vuitton multi pochette or something like that. I think is, if I'm saying the name correctly. So I'm wondering if we're going to see that starting next year and so on. But obviously, Bottega got their inspiration from Hermes too. Let me know your thoughts on these two examples as well. Okay, so everybody at this point has heard about the Dior book bag. If you have not, Dior had a hit some years ago. So this is old news. Dior had a hit with their book bag, and they have for the past several years come out with their different renditions and versions of it. Okay, on Nordstrom's website, Givenchy, I'm sorry, wanted to do the same. And here it is. I don't think they improved it. I think at least if you're going to come out with something so close to the original style, to at least do something to make it better, improve upon the style, either by the patterns that you choose or some type of design feature. And I don't feel like the Givenchy hit it out the park with this one. So yeah, this also price point wise, it is significantly discounted as far as if you compare to the Dior book tote. But what you're getting for 1,500, I don't know if that's exciting enough. And I do feel like there are some other brands that have done a better job of taking the inspiration but making it their own. I don't think Givenchy hit it out the park with this one. Let me know your thoughts. This brand, which I know a lot of people, I think people are softening to the idea of Balenciaga now. Let me know if you think so too. I feel like we had a solid 2 years, maybe if that long. Yeah, I'm gonna be generous and say 2 years if it hasn't been 2 years. There's been a solid 2 years of people saying no to Balenciaga, but I do see that there's some softening happening, and I'm seeing a little bit more mentions of Balenciaga out there now. So we know about the hourglass bag that came out some years ago, distinct shape. It was a hit, and now we have Michael Kors. So I know a lot of people say, "Oh, of course, Michael Kors." So there are two different versions of Michael Kors, and I feel like the latter one is not as commonly known. So there is MK Michael Kors, which is sold at department stores, which is a more of a diffusion line, the affordable line from Michael Kors, where a lot of times commonly they remind me of a Steve Madden of shoes. They remind me of that version in handbags. Well, Michael Kors collection has been a line that is higher end, and they had distinct styles for a long period of time. I definitely will say that I am disappointed with what I've seen recently on their website. They do still have some of, I think, their Bancroft line, which was an original, kind of more original design to Michael Kors, or like more their version of a bag that look very distinct from Michael Kors. But what I've seen recently come out, especially at the price point they're wanting you to pay, I'm not impressed. Let me know your thoughts as well on these. So this is an example of what Michael Kors has come out, and when I instantly saw this, I thought this shape looks just like a bag that I remember. And when I went, I said, "Oh yes, Balenciaga. This is the shape that I don't think I I I don't think they tried enough hard enough, and then also I don't like the execution of the leather feels. It just I don't know. The product photos do not make me want to know more. Let me know your thoughts if you disagree or even if you agree. Either way, let me know down below. Also, I do feel like Michael Kors got some inspiration from Brandon Blackwood. So you see the screen where we have the Brandon Blackwood duffel bag that came out with Brandon Blackwood, in which he's knocking out the park, y'all. That one, yes, the duffel bag, and then also I have to look, the Kendrick trunk. So he came out with like an East-West version, but first had the more boxy, small Kendrick trunk that came out. So, okay, Brandon Black was the inspiration between the Kendrick trunk and the duffel. And Michael Kors, I feel like, took some heavy inspiration and has this, which, do you see what I'm talking about? I very much see Brandon Blackwood all over this. So yeah, so this is my last example here. We're going to flip over to a different topic where I'm going to share a couple of items or a couple of things that I have been loving, whether it's over the past several years and I just haven't said anything, or recently that I want to share with you. So all right, so first up is going to be a book that I am currently reading. So I'm not that far in, as you can see. Where am I? I'm on chapter 9. I don't know what chapter I'm on, but I'm on page 69. I believe this is chapter 9, but it's called First Lie Wins. So far, really good. Previously talked about non-alcoholic beverages on a video some months ago, and this is one of the ones that I talked about that I found at not Marshall's, Home Goods. Look at it, this. You see the liquid? We're almost done. That is it. I'm savoring this for one more real good pour. So if you want an enhanced flavor that is a non-alcoholic addition, try out Amethyst. And they are full price. They're like, I think $25. Yeah, $25. So it wasn't that big of a discount. Always love a discount. But yeah, since they don't have this at the Home Goods, that I haven't seen another one, I'm going to order it from off their website. All right. So I love tea. Hands down, Duda Brown, this is my favorite tea. It is Mighty Leaf, and it is the green tropical tea. So good. This is a company that's based in Canada. I always have to have a hand sanitizer with me, and this Touchland I really do like. So I actually saw this one being used by Happy Stylish Mommy, if you have not checked out her vlog. And I love the way that it mists. I don't know, the mist is kind of different. I like it. But I also like it because you can see the liquid in it, and it's a slim profile. So this works really well for my smaller, really small bags that I want to pack this in. Love this. And I think the only perfume that I've mentioned before on my channel might have been from from, what is the name of this brand? From, good Lord, I can't even remember now. Glossier. Glossier You. This is in such a cute reusable container. You can fit your thumb here and then open it up really quickly. And so I'm almost out of my perfume. I still got some around the sides, and a chunk just I think fell out. But this is great for traveling. You don't have to worry about it breaking, and it's solid, so you don't, the liquids and everything. So it's in a cute container. This is reusable. I will link their website down below. I don't even know if I'm sure you haven't heard of this company. But anyway, my husband knows this person. So she came out with a perfume line, and it's called Untold Truth. I really like it. This is my third little thing of this, and that is unheard of for me, at least for the people that know me really well. Yeah. So I'm on my third one. I'm going to need to get a full bottle of this. And I will also add the notes along the top of this, because I don't know off the top of my head what the notes are, but I do really like it. And she also has a male fragrance as well to this, which is called Untold Truth. So make sure you check out the box down below, expand that out, and you'll see a link to this small business website where she has created this perfume line. You can also get it in Macy's, as far as I know, as well too.